All right, hold your scroll because I have the greatest tutorial coming at you guys. This is like clean girl, no makeup look. I have been wearing less and less makeup for the last like 5-6 months and I'm loving it. Like I feel more put together now than I ever have wearing less makeup. So I dropped this photo in my stories the other day. It actually might still be up depending on when you're watching this. So I dropped this photo in my stories and I shared about how like I have no foundation on, none. Like I've got bronzer, contour, blush, some eyeshadow. I obviously do my brows, but I don't wear foundation. Just less is more, less is more. And I will say I took this picture with the back side of my camera. Oh my gosh, if you guys have never taken your pictures with the other side of your phone, start doing it. It is such a game changer. Like to me, I mean, I'm no photographer, but I was like, that's a really good picture. I don't know if the lighting was just right or what, but I usually take pictures with the selfie camera. It's just not as good. And the back camera can be a little vulnerable, you guys, because it shows detail. Like it shows what's going on with your skin. So I showed this and I went like back looking through my photos of, because I started trying to do this like no makeup look months ago. My friends started wearing less makeup and I was like, your skin looks so good. Like I'm watching you through a Zoom call right now and your skin is just glowing. And at the time, I didn't know that she had been testing out Oliveda skincare. I did not know that. And I noticeably could see like a difference in her skin. She's like, oh yeah, I stopped wearing foundation. And I'm like, what? And so it got me wondering. And so I started trying to kind of do my like own no makeup look. And I'm like, I'm just not getting the same effect here. Like what's going on? And so I found that photo actually that I sent her of me attempting to go like without any makeup. Hold on, this is apparently a while back that I took this photo. Let me see here. Okay, here it is. Okay, so let's talk about this photo for a second. So the one on the left where I've got significantly darker hair, this was my first attempt at doing like a no makeup look. So I didn't have any foundation on. I obviously have brows, eyeshadow, and then I've got this most recent picture, which maybe a lot of you have seen this photo. I know it's brought in a lot of followers of all shapes and sizes and kinds, and like people have their opinions. I'm getting accused of like getting Botox and an eyebrow lift. Never had that done. That's like a conversation for a whole other day, I feel like. I'm like deathly afraid of needles. So, I mean, as I sit here now today, I can say I will never get Botox or like plastic surgery because like I'm just deathly afraid of it. I don't want to say never, but like if I was getting those things, I would tell you guys. But anyways, this just goes to show you the power of good skincare and applying your makeup differently. Like I feel like I look younger personally now with the picture on the right versus the left. The picture on the left, I was using a good skincare line. It got rid of my acne, but like to a point where I was like, I feel like my skin is plateaued. And fast forward, my skin just looks so much more youthful. And so here's the thing. I was doing a no makeup look in both of these photos. So what changed? I've obviously have been working on like trying to reshape my brows because you can see my one eye. So it's the eye where my nose ring is. It's this brow right here. I cannot, like, this brow does not lift at all. And so it drives me nuts. It's actually a big, like, insecurity of mine, to the point where, like, I probably maybe should have Botox on that eye to kind of lift the brow. So I've been trying to, like, overcompensate with when I fill in my brows, which you can see I started to try and do in that picture on the right. I really was trying to, like, lift that brow with filling in my brows with just a brow pen. And you can kind of like, when you really look at my brows, you can see that, how I was like trying to get my brows to look even, but it is what it is. That's the way God made me. But the point of it is like, you can really give some illusions with makeup without needing like surgery or Botox or anything like that. But obviously good skincare is the base of everything. I talked a lot about this in my stories today. So if you are catching this live on the replay or you're catching me live, head into my stories because I share a little bit about just like your here, we can take this photo off here, but you guys, your skincare, you've got to have a good canvas if you want to achieve that like clean girl, no makeup look. Like it's just, you're not going to have the same effect if you're not taking good care of your skin. Whether you use the skincare that I use, you're going to love it if you do, but you know, if you use a different skincare and you love that, stick with that, but like stick with it. Be consistent with it because that's what's going to give your skin such a good base to be able to wear less makeup. I really love this less is more trend that's going on, and I hope it's not a trend. I hope it really sticks around and women start to feel more confident in going bare, like just bearing it all and loving the skin you're in and just enhancing it. That's more or less what I'm trying to do with my makeup. Sorry, this brow is driving me nuts. I don't know what I did with it today, but you can see like I can't ever get these brows to look the same. It drives me nuts. I constantly have to overcompensate with this one because this one just arches really high on its own. My mom's brow does the same exact thing, and so when I try to like overcompensate, it just, anyways, tangent here. But I want to just embrace my own skin. I'm gonna be 32 in a few days, so I know I'm not like at that age yet, you know, but like I'm starting to notice differences in my skin. And it's weird. Like when I look back, I started doing this whole like online makeup education stuff almost 7 years ago now. It's crazy. Like I look back on photos and like I've changed over 7 years. Like my skin is not as youthful, and so that's why I'm just like obsessed with skincare because it really can make a huge difference as we age. But like I'm here. Give me some hearts if you guys feel the same way, where we're just like here for the natural, the embracing like the skin that we're in and like really trying to take care of it and not trying to cover it up. Kara, who she is the founder of Seint Beauty, and she had a video go out. I actually still haven't found the video, but it like spread like wildfire throughout all of us artists because we were like, what the heck? But she referred to makeup as mud on your face. And at the time we were like, that's weird. Like you literally created a makeup line, you know? But I think, I haven't seen the video yet, but I think what she's trying to say is like, if you put too much makeup on your face, like it does kind of act like mud on your face. Like you're covering up so much of your youthful dewy glow that your skin naturally has when you're taking care of it with skincare products and what you eat and the detergents that you're using on your pillowcases and your clothes and your washcloths and like all the things. Like it really adds up when you break it down like that. And you know, when you put something like that completely all over your skin, it dulls it. Like no matter how good the makeup is, I feel like it can dull it if it's not placed correctly, if you're applying too much of it. So the whole point of this video is I really want to show you guys like in detail how I have been applying my makeup lately so that I'm wearing less, but I'm looking more put together, and letting that dewy glow shine through. I think that's why I'm so excited for Olive Tree to launch their makeup line. I haven't tried it yet, but a few of my Seint sisters actually got to go and try the makeup that's launching, and they were like, dude, you are going to freak out. Like it is really good, and I trust their opinion on what they have to say. So, you know, the jury's out until I try it myself, but I think that's why I'm so excited for it, is because it's a skin tint. So it's supposed to help like give your skin a good base, and it's supposed to help even out like some unwanted, uneven tones, but still keeping your skin to look like skin, which I love. And the consistency of it looks like a combination of like FO6 and 002, which you guys hear me talk about those serums a lot in my stories. I love those serums. That skin tint is supposed, my hair, you guys, that skin tint is supposed to be basically like that consistency, but in a skin tint. So I'm so excited for it. I can't wait to like get my hands on it, incorporate it into how I'm already doing my makeup, of just that less is more. But you guys are here to see a tutorial. So if you've made it this far and you're still watching, hi, come say hi to me, whether you're on the live, whether you're on the replay. Let me know you're here and how it's Friday. Like, it's the weekend. My kiddos are in the bath right now. I've got one napping. I've got two each taking baths, having a ball. So I'm like, let's do some makeup while you're occupied. And we'll hopefully I can like go in depth. So if you guys have questions, now is the time to ask those questions. Again, whether you're on the live or you're on the replay, now's the time to ask questions, because I can answer them like right here and there. So if I've missed your comments, I'm so sorry, but hello. I'm happy you guys are on here. I am going to be using Seint makeup because in my opinion, it is just about the greatest makeup in the world. I've tried other ones, and I keep going back to this. If you want to get your hands on this makeup, I am still an artist with the company Seint Beauty. I'm an affiliate with them, and I actually do custom shade matching. So you can find the link to get a custom shade match in the link in my bio. Just click on that. You just fill out a quick form so that I can see your makeup free face, so I can see your skin, so that I can best make a recommendation on what shades would be best for your skin tones. So just know that if you're on here live or on the replay, head to the link in my bio. You can get a free custom shade match there. But this is what I'm going to be using today. It's awesome. My makeup is all in one palette. So I've got my blushes here. I sometimes use these as eyeshadows. I've got my contour bronzer. These are some like color correctors and brighteners that I occasionally use. These are some cream color correctors that I use on like zits, under eyes, things like that. And then up here, I've got some eyeshadows. So that's what I'm doing today. All right, whew, that was my spiel. Hi guys, hi Vicky, hi Tori, hello beautiful. Thank you guys for being on my live. All right, so the first thing I do to achieve this like clean girl makeup look, I like to personally start with contour. That's the first step that I like to do. The brush that I use looks like this. This brush is also from Seint. I love that it's double-ended because I do use both ends every day, every single day, this dang fly. So this is the end that I use for contour. The contour shade, I'm actually kind of trying different ones right now because my skin tone is changing now that summertime is going away. It's officially fall. So I'm trying to find like what my new like fall winter contour shade is. So right now I'm using one called Stone from Seint. So I start out up here to do my contour. I'm kind of trying to keep the contour like right here, and I'll start along my hairline, and then you notice I'm kind of flicking that color back up into my hairline. If you're super blonde, you'll have to be careful right here because you'll obviously get makeup in your hair, but I've got darker hair, so it kind of just blends in. And then I'll start swooping that down and like flicking the brush a little bit, and it's very light-handed. You don't want to go too heavy, and that's what helps just soften that, so it's just this like balayage, like goes from dark to light, and it just kind of like melts and fades naturally. Do you guys see how I kind of did that? I miss summer too. I actually really love summer. I really love fall. I'm gonna lower this because my back is starting to hurt. I'm sitting on the floor and these jeans are really tight. If you care, it's like making me sound out of breath because I'm sitting on the floor. I have scoliosis too, so when I'm like trying to sit all nice and tall, it hurts my back after a while, so I'm gonna have to slouch now. But anyways, so if you overblend, I might have overblended just a little bit, so I'm gonna go back and just tap just a little more contour in there, and then same thing, I'm like flicking it down, up, and you can even, if you get like a line right here, you can even go and just do like these circular motions like this to just soften that out a bit. Hi, Lori. I never get to see you on here live. I know. Thank you for being on here. Yay, you caught me at a good time. Okay, and when I am taking color out of this palette, I'm just tapping. I'm tapping my brush in there. So for contour, you want to kind of start at the top of your ear, and you want to go like right along that bone that's right here. And so to do that, I start out kind of at my hairline, bring it forward, and I do try to round it when I get closer to the corner of my eye here. I just try to round that out like that. Same thing on this side. So we're gonna apply it first, keeping it right along that bone there, and then just rounding it out. It really is a cool makeup to have it all in one. It's awesome. Makes it super convenient too. I do my makeup in my car quite a bit. So it's nice to just grab a palette and we're good to go. You guys, Seint will be launching in the UK and Australia. I think the ETA is end of November. And so we're gonna be in UK, Australia, and Mexico. I think by 2025 is their goal. Seint's only been available in the US and Canada for the last like over almost 8 years. So that's really exciting. I know I've got a lot of my UK and Australian peeps on here who have been dying to get their hands on it, and it's almost available there. Okay, now I'm kind of gonna go along my jaw here with my contour. This is gonna help just create a shadow basically to help just define my face. And I'm going right where that bone is rounded. That's kind of where I'm applying that contour, and I like to pull it back behind my ear like this. And then you can kind of go down on your neck like this. If you tend to get acne, this dang fly, if you tend to get acne right here, stay away from putting contour right there while you have breakouts going on. I say this out of experience because it can sometimes enhance the blemishes right there. So if you've got that going on, don't put it right here. Otherwise, put it there. I have a hard time getting the color on my brush if I dab the color. So right before this live, I'm actually really glad you brought that up. Right before this live, I took a hairdryer to the tops of all of these. I heat it up. So basically when I start to see the tops of the cream look like almost like wet, they're starting to melt, then I stop. But I have to warm the creams up, especially when the weather starts to change and it gets colder. These get hard and it's like impossible to transfer onto your skin. And so warm it up with a hairdryer, refresh it on a flat iron, or put the tins on your cooktop, melt them completely down just to like refresh the product that's in there. But that's a tip I do just pretty much every morning. I warm up the tins, then they transfer easier. You can also scoop a little bit out and put it on the back of your hand and let your skin warm up the makeup and then apply it from there. That's another option as well. Yay, I got family in Australia and Canada. I can't wait to order. Oh, that's amazing. Yes, their ETA is supposed to be like mid-November, end of November, I think. So we're coming soon. I probably need to get a list going, honestly. Okay, now bronzer. So that's where our contour is. You guys can see I basically I try to tap with this brush on the top of that contour line, and I angle my hand down like this so that when the brush is on my face, the brush is going like up under that bone basically. That's what I try to do on the bottom to help blend that in. Same thing on the other side. I'm tapping that contour in just so that it starts to blend and fade. That's one thing I love actually about cream makeup, is it's so easy to blend it in. If you get too much on there, just blend it out. It's very skin-like. That's one thing I really actually love about cream, is it's very forgiving and it looks very natural. So for bronzer, I actually use a darker, in the Seint world, they call all of their foundation colors highlights. I know that's not how it works in the real makeup world, but they call theirs highlights. So for bronzer, I actually use a highlight that is meant for darker skin tones. This one's called Fiji. I just prefer it over the actual bronzers that Seint has, because the actual bronzers seem to always pull really orange on my skin. So I really love Fiji as a highlight. I actually recommend it when girls send in their color matches to be shade matched. I recommend Fiji for a lot of people if I can tell that their skin tone is probably gonna pull orange, which most of us it does. So here's the areas that I'm applying bronzer. I skip this part. I've got a lovely zit there, which I'm going to show you guys how to cover that up. But I skip this section here because I don't want to close my eyes in anymore. I want my eyes to look like as wide and lifted as possible. Therefore, I don't have any bronzer right here. That took me forever to realize as I was like looking at pictures and I'm like, why do my eyes look so narrow? I realized by putting bronzer here, it put a shadow on my face and it kind of like brought everything in, which my eyes are already a little more narrow, a little closer to each other. I don't want that. I want it to be lifted, so I skip that to keep it nice and bright and give the appearance that this area is lifted. So that's why I do that. So I just have the bronzer here, I skip it, and then I go right here like on the tops of my cheekbones right here. So notice all I've done so far is contour and bronzer. So I'm gonna go in and we're gonna blend that out. And honestly, if you wanna take it a step further and simplify this even more, you could just put on bronzer. You don't necessarily need to put on contour. I like contour because it defines your face. It really like chisels out features, gives your face kind of the appearance that you're walking around with like the perfect lighting over you. That's why I do like contour, but if you want to keep it simple, just put bronzer on. But whatever you do, do not skip bronzer. Bronzer brings so much warmth back to your skin. It gives you that look that you just were on vacation somewhere tropical. Once I've blended that all out, I do go back and I just put whatever is left on my brush on my nose and I focus it like on the bridge of my nose right here. And then I'll tap in the tin one more time and I will go just like right in this. I hope I don't have a booger in my nose. But I will put the bronzer basically right here by just going in kind of a swirling motion. And then I like to bring it down the center of my neck. And I share this trick a lot. It's hard to talk while I do this at the same time. So I'm just going in swirling motions here. Are you laughing at me? I'm like, I really hope there is nothing in my nose right now, so don't look. Okay, I like to bring the bronzer down the center of my neck because A, my face is naturally darker than my neck and chest. I do have self-tanner on right now, so it's actually matching pretty well, but usually my face is a lot darker just naturally than the rest of my body. And so instead of bringing a foundation color like all the way down my neck, although I used to do that all the time, I would just grab a pump of my liquid foundation and I'd put it all down here so that this was like all the same color if I had a shirt on. Instead of doing that, because that's such a waste of product and plus you're gonna like get things on your shirt and who wants that, just take your bronzer, bring it down the center of your neck because it's actually gonna help out balance like the two together so that they match better. So it's gonna bring warmth down here and allow your face and your neck to give the illusion that they're actually the same color. And what this also does is this slims. It slims you right here. By bringing that bronzer just right here, it kind of helps slim everything out, which is really nice. Again, things that you can do with makeup 101, right? So that's all I have on so far is just contour and bronzer. I'm going to go in now with just a little bit of blush. You can tell which one is my absolute favorite, which is this one right here. This is Nude from Seint as well. I'm going to start my blush kind of back here. And again, it's cream, so a little goes a long way. I've had this blush for a year, and I still have that much left. Like, it just lasts for so long. And so now I'm going in and rounding that. Just like that. And there's my blush. So you can tell a lot of emphasis is put like on this area. I still have not put on any foundation, nothing yet. Okay, what do I want to do next? Let's do some color corrector. So I'm going to go back to this brush that I used for my contour. This is the detail brush. I'm going to dip just a little bit into, this is a darker highlight. This one's called Amber, and I'm actually going to use that one right around my nose. I've got kind of some broken capillaries around my nose here, and so I like to go in with just a darker highlight to help kind of neutralize that. And you can see as I'm applying, see how I'm going in these kind of rounded motions with the brush? That's helping distribute the product into that area, but also not get like any brush strokes or any weird lines. It's helping it just blend out really nicely. I shared in my stories, I have a little bit of melasma above my lip that I still have to neutralize a little bit. It has faded a lot with the skincare that I've been using, but I still do a corrector just to help neutralize. Sorry guys, I don't know why. Dang it, I'm gonna try something. Okay, I turned my internet off, so I hope that helps. I'm gonna lose a few of you because I think it's like looking blurry. I don't know. I turned my internet off, so hopefully that helps with the connection, but I kept getting a thing that said poor connection. Anyways, I am dabbing just a little bit of that's really going to help with those things. Is it's supposed to just really even out any uneven tones on your face. So I'm really excited to try that because it might eliminate the use of having to do this. I don't know. So that's where I've got color correctors around my nose, a little bit on my melasma, and then on my chin. Still haven't put anything here. Okay, I don't even use a brightener anymore. You can see me now. Oh, good. Yay. Okay, I'm so glad. I'm sorry. I don't know what was going on with my internet, but I'm glad you can see me now. Thank you for letting me know. So normally this is where I would go in with a brightener, and I used to put a brightener right here in my T-zone. I used to put it under my eyes. Now I'm like, I don't feel like I actually need that. So I've eliminated pretty much using a brightener. Every now and then, if I feel like maybe my bronzer got like too close to my eye or something, you can go back in and like this one is called White Peach. I could go in just a little bit and tap some of that White Peach right here, just in case the blush got like too close to my eye. And when I say like a little bit, I'm tapping a teeny tiny bit on there. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's like barely any product on this brush, but you can go and just kind of create a brighter area around your eye if you feel like your blush got too close. But that's like pretty much it. So now for under eyes, let's get a little bit closer. Okay, so for under eyes, I really love using the cream correctors from Seint. They look like this right here. These are the 4 colors that I find I use the most. But there's a bunch to choose from. Here's the thing with under eyes, is if you have dark under eyes and you're trying to correct those, and I get this question a lot. They're like, what's a cream corrector that you would recommend? And I'm like, well, it's really hard to recommend just one, because depending on how much sleep you got or how little sleep you got, your under eyes can change color from day to day. And so it's really hard to have just one shade that you're using on your under eyes. But I would say the ones that I use the most for my under eyes are 01, which is this shade. And then this one, let me pop it out of the tin, 03. I find I use this one quite a bit because it's orange, and orange neutralizes blue. So if you look at my under eyes right here in this pocket, they're like a bluish purple. And so sometimes I use a little bit of yellow as well. But this brush is the one I like to use, and I wish I could remember I think this one is called the bright, is this one called the bright brush? Here's what it looks like. I cannot think of the name right now. This one is also from Seint though. So I'm gonna dip into 03 to start out just a little bit, and I'm tapping that color right on top of that area right here on the inside of my eye. I think that brush is actually too wide. And I grabbed too much. But you can see I'm putting it right on the inside of that under eye. So instead of like doing this entire under eye with brightener, I'm just applying it right here. Kind of press that color in. I'm going to use the other end of that brush to just soften it a little bit. And I will say, everything I've showed you guys, this takes me like 5 to 8 minutes to do my makeup in the morning. I think when you're teaching things, it goes slower because you're educating at the same time. But what I'm showing you really is so simple and so quick. So can you guys, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It's feeling a little bright. But if I pull back from the camera a little bit, can you see how much brighter this eye looks compared to the eye I haven't done yet? See right here, there's this kind of darker shadow right here, but this one is nice and bright. And you would think I went in with this like whole triangle situation. Remember when that was really popular to do? We'd have the triangle of like brightness right here. Well, instead of doing that, really look at your under eye and evaluate and see like, okay, where exactly is the darkness on my under eyes? And then start with that first. Start by neutralizing the areas that are most distracting, because then other areas around it will start to not look as bad and you won't necessarily have to do anything. Thank you so much, Vicky. You're like the ultimate hype woman. I love it. So hopefully you guys can kind of see that difference between the two eyes of just by putting a little bit here. And I actually ended up dipping into 01. So that was the lighter one. I did 01. That's all I used on that eye. Let's try it on the other side. Again, I'm just putting it right inside that pocket. And what this also does, I'm not creating any texture on my under eyes. We can get so much texture if we put too much makeup on our under eyes, and that's where people start to get like all the creasing, because think about it, when we smile, our skin moves a lot. And so with this cream corrector, you're brightening your under eye, but you're also not creating too much texture, so that when your eye moves, the skin around your eye you're not gonna get all of these like creasing going on. Okay. All right, so that already feels a lot brighter to me on my under eyes. The only other thing I'm gonna do is these lovely, I had my monthly issues. If you know, you know. It's inevitable. I always break out around my cycle. It just happens. I hate it, but it is what it is. This is usually the spot that I get it, is here and here. Always on this side, sometimes on this side, but more like down my neck. So I'm working on healing some scarring over here too. So instead of putting all this foundation right here, which is what we tend to do, I'm gonna use those same color correctors from Seint, and we're gonna spot treat those areas. And I'm gonna start by only doing the ones that are like most distracting and kind of go from there. So already that one looks a lot better. And just like with under eyes, it's really hard to get just one color corrector, unfortunately. Because when you first have a zit, they're like super red, super inflamed, they're irritated, they're bright. But as that blemish begins to heal, it starts to change colors. It goes from like really inflamed to almost like a bluish violet color as it begins to heal, and then it gets even lighter from there. You have to have, I think that's my husband hearting this video like crazy. Thank you. Love you. What was I saying? You have to have colors to kind of go along with your blemish as it heals, because you're gonna have to use different colors as it heals. You can't use the same color when it's super red and inflamed as you can on a zit that is on its way to healing and almost gone. So like when I have a zit that's like fresh and mad, I typically find that I have to use like a straight YO, which looks more like this. That tends to cover it pretty well. But then as it heals, I'm starting to use just straight yellow. Because as it's mostly healed, it's turning to more of a violet-y tone. And so, you hear my kids having a blast in the back. Yellow neutralizes violet. So think of it on a color wheel. So we're going to go back to like, this is my homeschoolness coming out. When you think of a color wheel, I was just teaching one of my kiddos this for like art class, is to remember yellow cancels violet and violet cancels yellow. Think of like the football team, like the Vikings or the Lakers. Their colors are yellow and purple, right? So that's how you know those two counteract each other. When you're thinking of, if you're trying to neutralize something that's red, you need to put green over it, and green over red, those cancel each other out. So think of Christmas colors. And then what's the other combo? Blue and orange. You can think of, I'm from Colorado, so go Broncos. You can think of Broncos, that's their colors, or are the Florida Gators blue and orange, I think? I don't know. That's how I try to remember, like, thank you, babe. Love you too. That's how I kind of try and think of how to remember the colors and how they neutralize each other. So hopefully that little lesson helped you. So over here, when I'm kind of looking at these, I would say this is distracting. And I know that this probably seems very tedious, but once you kind of know your colors, you know your shades, this goes so quick. I have a vein right here. Can you guys see this? It drives me nuts. And you mostly can't see it unless you're me. But it's distracting to me, so this is how I do it. It's like gone. Boom. So I put just straight yellow over that vein because that vein is blue. So that's how I did that. Broncos did beat the Saints last night. I was over at my parents' house and my dad was like, gotta go. The Broncos are on. I'm like, okay, bye, Dad. Good to see you. He's a huge Bronco fan. All right, so that is it for my foundation. So if you've been here this whole entire time, bless you. I know this is a long tutorial, but I have gotten a lot of questions on breaking down how to get that like no makeup look. So all I have on is contour, bronzer, and blush. And then I went in with the Demi color correctors to show you guys under eyes how I neutralize some distracting like blemishes. If your contour gets too low, see how this kind of got a little low over here? You can tap your brush into a brightener just a little bit, and you can run that just along the bottom. And that helps kind of bring it back up and define it a little more. But again, you want to be very light-handed with it. Again, you can run it just a little bit over here. Just like that. Oh, I forgot to do this little blemish up here. Whoops. You can also probably see that I need to like trim up my brows a little bit because I haven't done that in a while. Okay. Erin, this is a palette from Seint. This design, if you're talking about the design specifically, I don't know if this design, well, actually this design actually might be available. But this is a palette 27. So this is all from Seint. You can find the link to shop all of this and browse in my bio. I also have a link to get a free shade match. So I know, like, I tried ordering makeup from this company called Araza because they're supposed to be like a super clean makeup line. I go on and I'm like, how am I even supposed to know what shades I am? And I do this for a living. It was really difficult. So if you find that it's hard for you, if you're like, I have no idea what shades my skin is, that's where I come in play. And you can, I've got a link in my bio as well to where you guys can fill out a form. You just attach a photo and I try to get back to you within 24 hours. It has been a rough week. I'm sorry. My husband has had to work a lot of overtime, so I'm really behind on matches. But I usually try to have those to you guys within 24 hours so that you know what shades you are. I take the guesswork out for you because I know firsthand when you go online to things and you're like, I have no idea. The hardest part is figuring out what your shades are. So you can do that through the link in my bio as well. But this is a palette 27. If you are still hanging around, I still have this zoomed in, don't I? Do you guys like it zoomed or no? Not so much. I'm going to do a little bit of eyeshadow. I did this eyeshadow look the other day, and oh my word, did you guys like it. So all it is butterscotch. I'm not even going to do a base today because let's be honest, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. My makeup's not going to be on much longer. Because it's movie night, it's Friday night. We do movie and pizza every Friday night with the kids, mostly because I don't want to cook, but they love it and they don't know. And so I'm probably going to be taking my makeup off pretty soon. But we're going to keep this simple. So butterscotch on the whole eyelid. Oh, good. I'm so glad it's helpful. I would love to shade match you guys. I've been doing shade matching with Seint makeup for 7 years now. So I feel like I have a pretty good handle on what tones look like. I've done a lot of training. I've trained a lot of people on it. But at the end of the day, I am human. And lighting does play a huge factor when you're submitting a photo. So if the photo is not done in good lighting, it can often mess up the match. So just make sure you follow the instructions that I have on there on how to take a good photo. So can you guys see, I am facing a window right now. That's why the lighting is so awesome. You can see it. It's kind of a gloomier day, which oddly enough gives really good lighting. But that's what you want to do, is just face a window, just how you see me in this camera. If I can see your neck and chest, even better, so that I can see like if there's different tones going on between your face and your neck and chest. And I'll have info on the replay after this too, that to where you can literally comment match, and I'll send you the form right from there. But I don't have it set up for the live, I'm so sorry. But it's super easy to do if you just follow that. The better the picture you take, the better your color match results will be from me, because I go off of the photo and what I'm seeing in the photo. So, okay, back to the eyeshadow. This is Butterscotch. Then I'm going in, what is this one? This one is Coco. And we're going to do Coco on the outer corner. I'm not going to be like super precise with where I'm putting this because it's Friday. Hi, Kate. This is what I'm putting on my eyes. Oh, for bronzer. For bronzer, it's Fiji. It's Fiji Highlight, which isn't a bronzer at all, but I love using it as a bronzer because it knocks out like any oranginess that bronzers can sometimes pull. So Fiji is what I use. Gosh, for the last like 5 months I've been using Fiji as bronzer. So it's a really, really pretty one, but it's a highlight. So under my website, you'll find it under the highlights. Okay, I'm putting that Cocoa on the outer corner as well, just to bring some of that smokiness in. I am loving using browns on my eyes lately. Having green eyes, I wasn't sure if I could pull off like brown colors, but I have been loving them lately. Loving them. Hey, guys. I don't know what's going on out there. We better speed this up. Then I'm going in with Sabrina. You can obviously tell Sabrina is like one of my most favorite eyeshadows to use. It's a good thing we're wrapping this up because my kids are losing it. Can you hear that? Hey, 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 hey! Kiddos! Hey, Landon? Can you please not? I am still live, buddy. Okay, thanks. Anyways, did I mention it's a Friday and we are at the end of our ropes here? Just kidding. All right, this is Sabrina. I'm putting this on the inner corner. And that just helps bring some brightness to my eye. See how that just like really helped the eyes pop? You're not crazy about foundation, never have been, so, oh, you can't wait for the Olive Tree people to release the skin tint. I'm telling you, I have never been more excited for a product to launch, and I've been in the product business for a long time, and this by far is like the most exciting launch. I cannot wait to see what the skin tint does. I think it's going to be amazing. I just got a warning that my Instagram is about to turn off because I set a 3-hour timer on Instagram, and once that 3 hours hits, I can't access the app anymore. So I'm going to speed this up so that we don't get locked out in the middle of this live. So this mascara that I'm frantically putting on so you guys can see the finished look is, what's this one called? Sky High. I think it's Maybelline. I don't know how I feel about this one, to be honest. I've only used it a handful of times. I think it's really good at lengthening. But I feel like I get the spider leggies a little bit with this one, so the jury is still out on if I like this one or not. But that is the one that I'm using for my eyes. And then, where is that hair? Oh my word, there it is. It's been driving me nuts. You know when you have a hair on your arm and you're like, where is this thing coming from, and you can't find it? That was that. And then I use this one. It's called Wispy Lash. I use this one on the bottom because I want my bottom, oh shoot, till you get it clumped up. But I want my bottom lashes to look just very natural and not super clumpy down here. So I love this one. I have all mascaras that I use linked in my shopmy. That is also through the link in my bio. But again, I will have info on the description below for this live once it's donezos. I am not, oh darn it, I am not one for lipstick. I don't know. I can't ever seem to get myself there to put lipstick on unless it's like date night or a wedding or I don't know. I just feel like it for that day. So I typically, maybe I'll throw on like lip gloss, nothing major. I don't know. I'm just not a lipstick person. I wish I was. I'm trying to wait for this to dry because once it's dry, I usually can, there we go. So you can take, if that ever happens and you're like, great, I just ruined my eyeshadow. Not the case. You just take your spoolie over it and it gets rid of any mascara residue that you might have. I do have the Kahai elixir. It makes your eyes burn even when you keep it away. Interesting. I have only used Kahai once just because, and I have a reel coming out about this. I gotta make this quick before my timer goes off. I have a reel. I'm hoping I can post it tonight because I went too hard with Oliveda products in the beginning. It was like, this person likes this one, so I need to order it. This girl said this one's awesome, I need to order it. And I ended up with all these products, and I was trying all these different things on my face, and my face hated me, and I broke out really, really bad. So I have been simplifying everything. So I literally use the same 4 products like morning and night for the last, I don't know, month and a half now. So I do have Kahai, but I've only used it once because I needed to get my skin in check, which I finally did. Turns out less is more when it comes to skincare products. Do not overuse skincare products. I cannot stress that enough. But I do have a lot of my friends who love the Kahai. I just personally have only used it once, so I feel like I can't speak on that one. But if it's burning, I would try eliminating it and seeing if that problem goes away. If it does, then you'll know that that might just be a product your skin can't handle. And that happens, as I found out. There are certain products, doesn't mean they're bad products. I just have really sensitive, acne-prone skin. There are just certain things that I can't use, unfortunately. Vicky's not a lipstick person either. I'm telling you, I should. I feel very like put together when I have lipstick on, but I feel really put together right now. And again, that was literally contour, bronzer, blush, some eye makeup. That's it, guys. Like, it's less is more. I'm telling you, you're gonna, when you're taking care of your canvas, and I can help you do that too, because I have tried so many dang things and I have found what works. You're gonna love having less makeup on. It just feels so good. So anyways, yeah, that is so weird. Let's chat in DM after this, because, oh shoot. Okay, am I back? That was my timer. So apparently it's been 5 minutes. I hope you guys can see me. Shoot, that was my timer that just went off. And I'm still on here, so that's good. But Mandy, let's chat in DM a little bit more after this live, and we can maybe try and figure out what's going on with that, because I'm not totally sure. All right, guys, if you are just hopping on, the palette that I used, I'm going to have all the details in this replay when I go to repost it. Oh, yay! Thank you, guys. You're amazing. You're amazing. Thank you for letting me know you can see me. Technology, man, I tell you what. But if you guys are just hopping on here, maybe you've been on this whole live and you're like, this is the 80th time she's shared this. I'm sorry. But I will have all the details below on how to get your hands on this palette. This is from Seint Beauty Makeup. It is the most incredible makeup I've ever used. It's cream makeup and it's all in one palette. These are my blushes. This is color correctors, blush, bronzer, eyeshadows up top. It fits it all. It's like the best of both worlds for busy moms. It's amazing. You can find the link in my bio, and also make sure you get shade matched. It's not necessarily required, but I highly recommend it because there's nothing worse than getting the wrong shades and having to return them. It sucks. So I have a form through the link in my bio. Make sure you click on it. You can get a free color match from me. No strings attached. I won't hound you. I'll follow up with you, but I won't hound you. And you can find out the exact shades that I would recommend for you, whether custom or through a collection. I give you both options. And then you can also browse the website through the link in my bio as well. Same with the skincare. So, okay guys, I gotta go back to being a mom now because I'm hearing what's going on out there and I'm scared to see what my kitchen looks like. So thank you guys for being on here. I really hope this helped for those of you who have been wondering how to achieve that like clean girl, no makeup look. It all starts with your skincare and then how you apply your makeup. Same exact makeup I've been wearing for years and years and years, just applied a little bit differently and a little bit less. So, all right. Thank you guys so much. I will see. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate you. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Okay, yes, I will be saving the live. Okay, guys.